Hello, YouTube. Pulling out of Costco. I got my pizza. It was like $9.98. Still a hell of a great value, but I feel like the last time I came here, it was cheaper than that. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. So it is. It is. These people are just standing right there in the middle of the. He stopped like right in the middle of the road. Just stop there. Keep on moving, people. Monday, July 18th, 6:29 p.m. Yeah, I feel like I'm running a little bit late to work right now. Hopefully I'll manage to eat some of this pizza on the drive, because I got a feeling by the time I get home I'm not going to have any time for eating pizza. I understand when people turn left from right there. There's a sign that says no left turn, and it's clearly a ramp for turning right. When I turn left, I always go to the left of the little divider for the people turning right. Oh, I'm going to actually get a green light here, I hope. No, not a green arrow, though. I'm going to keep going straight. Oh, let's hear what's the news.
This is Arizona's Evening News with Becky Lynn.
Good Monday evening, 6:30. Oh, this weekend storm still top of mind in the valley.
I'm still in shock.
It was life-changing for one East Valley family. We'll have the story. Also tonight,
This is overdue, and I'm glad we're taking the effort to address it.
how is one U.S. Senator helping cool down our postal carriers? We'll find out. All of these stories and more coming up, but right now, let's get you home with Chuck Rowe from the Valley Chevy Dealers
That's
Traffic
Greenflow
Center.
News
Becky
Day.
Lynn, things still fairly busy on our freeways. We do have a crash on the I-10 eastbound at I-17. That is clearing off right now. We've had a pair of crashes on the 17. Northbound at
Unfortunately, I'm
McDowell,
going
the
westbound.
HOV and left lanes are still blocked. Also had a wreck on the I-17, still do. Northbound at Thomas Road, the HOV and left lanes blocked there as well. So all in all, with both of those crashes, you've got delays starting back at about Adams Van Buren.
I got the lights
I-10
playing extra
westbound at
nice
the
with me
101
today.
Freer Freeway, that wreck in the final
Unfortunately, I didn't get
stages,
stuck
HOV
behind
lane
somebody who
was
felt they had to go 10 miles per hour on Oak.
I'm
just doing 35. That's the speed limit. But God, some people, because there's those little speed bumps on Oak, feel like they gotta go like 10 freaking miles per hour. It's annoying as hell.
/Bush Highway, or you can use the 101 to Shea Boulevard to get around that. Vehicle
I wanna
fire
go 10, ride a bicycle.
Broadway, and watch for police activity. 83rd Avenue is closed south of I-10. This traffic report brought to you by Condor Airlines. Fly Condor nonstop from Phoenix Sky Harbor to Frankfurt, Germany, and beyond, with twice weekly departures. From the Salt River to the Rhine River, book your flight today at condor.com. I'm Chuck Rowe, KTAR News.
A warm night ahead with valley lows only cooling into the 80s to low 90s overnight. Tuesday brings mostly sunny skies and a high of 111. The high reaches 111 again on Wednesday, then 112 on Thursday and Friday with a 10 to 20% chance for storms each day. I'm ABC 15 meteorologist Iris Hermosi.
104 degrees in Tempe right now after getting up to 108 officially at Sky Harbor. Weather brought to you by Howard Air.
Still pretty darn hot. Not as hot as it's been the last couple days, but still pretty darn hot.
The monsoon blasted its way across the valley. Powerful winds leaving thousands
A lot more
of
humid
and SRP
because of
customers
this.
without any power.
Chris Coleman with the National Weather Service says the storm certainly packed a punch. Dozens of APS and SRP power transmission poles and towers have been down.
Several reports of winds 60 to 65 miles per hour, probably a lot more. That, much of the area that saw the rain probably saw at least 40 mile per hour wind.
Some areas of Mesa and other East Valley locations saw about an inch or more of rainfall. Should be quiet the next few days. Storm chances return later this week. Jim Cross, KTAR News.
There's some devastation as far as the eye can see throughout the East Valley after last night's storm. And one woman is injured and a home destroyed near Gilbert Road and State Route 87.
The sound of fire alarms are constant. Electrical poles and wires litter the ground in what remains of a crumbled home. Mary Jane Garcia Stanley and her family live on the property. Last night, she rushed to find what was left of her mother's trailer. Inside, her mom trapped under the rubble. Stanley was able to pull her from the wreckage.
I'm still in shock. I can't even believe it, worried for my
Oh, wow.
mom.
Just went to
Just
no
keep
light.
picturing her over here under
all this stuff.
Today, her mother is in the ICU with fractured vertebrae, and much of their family land is destroyed. Colton Krolak, KTAR News.
Now, per SRP, at the height of last night's storm, there were nearly 40,000 customers without power. Right
Wow.
now, spokesperson Erica Rolfs says about 1,100 customers are currently still impacted, and crews are going to be working through the evening, through the night, to get everything back on for SRP customers. They do hope to have it all on by later tonight.
I saw some remnants of trees on the side of the freeway there.
Tomorrow morning before they get it fixed for everyone. APS says at the height of its outages, there were about 32,000 customers with no power. That utility company reports about 14 power towers that were down. With temperatures consistently in the triple
Wow, this is a
digits,
brutal
working
time to have your
outside
power out and have no air
and it's
conditioning.
one of Arizona's U.S. senators.
I mean, I got no air conditioning in my car, but it's nice and cool at home.
held a field hearing to shine a light on the conditions.
Now, of course, my my electric bill just came in. It's about $200, which I guess is to be expected. I have not hit Priscilla up for any help with it. Last word with me and Priscilla is I expect her out on the 1st, and she looks to be working towards that. So, now if it becomes clear that she's not going to be removed from my place on the 1st, we'll talk about how much of that electric bill I need. But I got it paid, I got it covered, so that's a good thing. In fact, one thing I used to regularly do on this vlog, just because it helped me keep my thoughts clear about it, is every month on the 15th, since that's halfway through the month, I would sort of reflect on where I was financially, like how much money I had on me, how much money I had in the bank, versus what I had upcoming bills at the end of the month and beginning of the next month, and then around that time period, I got a handful of bills that arrived just before or just after. Due dates just before or just after. And yeah, man, before Amazon and even shortly after Amazon, there were some times where that reflection on where am I at financially? Oh shit. And then I also look at what I had in terms of income coming in, what I had in terms of income, like solid income coming in before the end of the month, and that result was always really, for quite a while there, it was just like, oh shit. Those numbers don't work at all. Wow. There's a whole lot of month left at the end of my money. Ouch. Glad to say that's not the case this month, even taking into account the potential of absolutely no more money coming in from Priscilla. So that's a good thing. One thing that we were arguing about, she's like, well, I want somebody that I can share space with, and then she was saying one of her reasons is it's more financially feasible. 2 incomes supporting the place instead of 1. Hey, that's not rocket science, but you know what? In order for that to work, you have to have a place that is big enough for the both of you, and you have to be able to get along and be comfortable, both of you, within that space, which is not. So, the bottom line is, if her not having her money coming in is the difference between me being homeless and not being homeless, then yeah, I have no choice but to tough that out. Or maybe try to sort something else out. But at this point, no, I'm making enough money to do it. It's gonna definitely tighten my finances a lot. Just to get several $100s from her, and that's gonna stop. But I'll tell you, once my living room is clean and my kitchen is clean and my bathroom is clean and Lily's room is back to being Lily's room, it will be worth every penny. Now, as for our relationship, that's a whole different thing, and I feel like that's actually moving in somewhat of a positive direction. But I'm like puzzled by I'm puzzled by motives. I'm puzzled by mixed signals, and puzzled by there's so much more in Priscilla's picture that I know she's not telling me. I think she's literally not sharing. I still don't know the name of the dude that gave her someone who gave her the bass guitar. I still don't know where she was spending 3 to 4 nights a week or more every week, and has been for months. What I do know is that as far as I can tell within my schedule, that she has spent the night every night for over a week in my place now. She's been there every night since now, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before she was gone. She was gone all night, Saturday night, all night, Sunday night. But then she came home Monday morning. But ever since Monday morning of last week, so Monday night, she stayed the night every night since. Now, if that's so she has more time to concentrate on packing her shit so she can get out, or if that's, but some of that has been intimate time with me. But I also kind of, I certainly have my doubts that, I leave at 6 o'clock-ish to go to work, to get to work at 7. And she typically gets off work a little bit after I have to head out. It's not a good schedule for maintaining any kind of a relationship. I get that. It is what it is. And if I cared more about the relationship, I would change my work schedule. And if she cared more about the relationship, she would change her work schedule. But obviously, her job means a lot to me, and my job means a lot to me. Or her job means a lot to her, my job means a lot to me. I have zero desire to change my work schedule. I like my work schedule. A lot. I like the fact that when I drive to work on I-10, it's smooth sailing. I managed to get off as long as I head out the parking lot in a timely manner. I get home before the traffic kicks up and gets bad, usually. When I head out to work, I've been doing on this vlog, I had considered doing a combination of bus and driving to avoid traffic. But no, it's substantially faster to drive, so I'm driving. Gas is expensive as hell, but it's still certainly affordable. Now, granted, it may be appearing more and more affordable because I haven't really been watching. I use my Costco credit card, not only for this pizza, but also for my gas, and I haven't really been paying attention to that balance. That balance might really be climbing. So I do need to... I need to get, if there's an app for that card, and I'm sure there probably is, I need to get that app installed and start monitoring that app the way I monitor my Wells Fargo card and the way I also monitor my Discover card. And that's something I need to get on, so I can be on top of that. Because it's still on autopilot for minimum balance, and I'm sure that balance is getting up there. I'm sure it is. Last time I topped off my gas tank, I think it was like $42, but there was a while that topping off my gas tank was damn near $60. So, and it seems like I have to top off my tank probably about once a week. So, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how much driving I do. But this commute that I do to Amazon and back, it's not as long and as brutal as a lot of people's commutes, but it's. I wouldn't call this a short commute either. Anyway, so yesterday morning was a big step forward as far as like Priscilla giving me what I want and a relationship that I expect for her being under my roof. I got home to find her not in her mess in the living room, which, by the way, is just as bad as it was when I shot, if not worse, the video from Sunday morning, afternoon, whenever I went to get my recycling. I kind of shot video of it. It's that bad or worse. She's definitely done some work on it, but not much. I do think what she's mostly working on is packing her clothes and doing it in a way that doesn't fuck up her clothes. And I can understand that. I can respect and get with that. I mean, at one point it was like, just throw that shit in a box and get the fuck out of here. And that's an emotional thing, you know. I mean, that's how I feel. And I think if I was in her circumstance, that's probably what I would be doing. But to be fair, she's putting a lot more thought into it. She's washing it before she's packing it, which is always a good thing to do. And she's folding it neatly. She's putting everything in hangers, which to me seems kind of redundant. But I guess her goal is when she gets to wherever she's going to be able to immediately hang up her clothes. So she's putting everything on hangers, which means she bought new hangers. That seems like a massive waste of money because I got shit tons of hangers in the apartment. But yeah, I think I need my next exit here. And she bought, I don't know if you've ever seen the TV infomercial or, you know, the as seen on TV ad for the vacuum seal bags, where it shows these bags and then you put your clothes and stuff in it and then you put your vacuum on it and suck all the air out of it and it just compresses it super tight for when you put things like blankets and clothes and other soft items in storage. I have not bought that product. Priscilla has. I've seen her use it. From what I've seen, that is one of those as seen on TV products that is a solid product. It's not one I have any need for, but she is using that, and that's what she's doing with her clothes, which seems good on several levels. Like, it seems like it'll kind of help keep the clothes clean and not, you know, while in storage, not like keep the clothes nicer. But yeah, like once the air gets sucked out of these bags, like it compacts that stuff down a lot to where it doesn't take up, you know, her clothes not taking a lot of space. So that's cool. She's doing that, and I think that's probably why the mess is not really reducing, because she's doing that, and that's kind of time consuming. So it's not the mess looks the same, but it's shifting, and I get that. Like sometimes I'll be working on stuff, and
that's why Arizona's senior U.S. Senator Kirsten
and my mess won't seem to be getting any better either. When in fact it is. I'm just
more air-conditioned
in an area working on stuff.
Our postal carriers throughout Arizona are dealing with
And to get to that area to work on this stuff,
a lot of Arizona's public
pardon me, I'm trying to eat.
less than 20% of our postal vehicles in Arizona have air conditioning.
To get to that area and work on that stuff,
20 degrees outside, which is
I had to
getting sick, some even dying in the past. SRP customers who lost power during the storm may be able to get free ice to help keep food cold, or maybe themselves. The utility says just go buy the ice,
Pizza
mail
slid
the
off the
receipt with your
box.
name and address to
It still looks clean.
srpnet.com. They'll reimburse up to $10. And APS customers in Eloy or Arizona City.
Trouble I didn't just get pizza grease on something I don't want. Costco pizza is really good, but it is kind of on the greasy side.
Eloy City Hall. Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies today recovered the body of a
God, it
man
sure is
from
good, though.
Pleasant. It's believed to be a man who was last seen late Saturday afternoon when he jumped off a boat with no life vest and never resurfaced. The body was found near the Castle Creek boat ramp where he was last seen. His identity has yet to be revealed. A pair of hotshot crews are making some progress on the Walnut Fire west of State Route 87 near Sunflower.
Sorry, I'm eating. Enjoy the news.
Fire size between 25 and 30 acres, 10% contained. Also burning the Committee Fire on Munns Mountain east of Sedona. It's burned 300 acres, no containment yet, and no structures currently in danger. And the Big Sandy Fire on the southern edge of Wickiup, about 125 miles northwest of the valley, has burned at least 125 acres. 20 people have been evacuated, but no structures have been reported lost. You're never more than 15 minutes away from today's top stories on Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
As awful as that sounds for somebody who's not from here, wildfires in the summer is just part of Arizona. It's a natural. It's honestly a natural thing here, and it happens. Which is something that needs to be considered, you know, for anybody who buys a home and chooses to live in an area that's susceptible to that.
I-10 eastbound at I-17, there's a crash clearing off right. Of course, the B-line.
And one of those people is my sister, Chris.
Is closed to both directions between Shea and
She lives in Black Canyon City. city, and she's had some of the fires up there get frighteningly close to her house. And I should have maybe been. I try to follow the fire report in the summertime a little closer, just so I know. At this point, not really communicating with any of my sisters, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they do Facebook. I don't do Facebook. And other than that, communication over the phone, and I haven't really had access to my phone until a couple of days ago. I did get a bunch of pictures from my mother. That was kind of random.
We were up at 108.
Which makes you wonder, like, has she been just regularly sending me pictures, or did she hear on my blog that, hey, I finally have my iPhone functioning, and she's like, oh, I can send him pictures again. I don't know, because there wasn't much in the way of text that came with the pictures. But anyway, nice to see a current picture of my mom. Nice to see that she's looking good and looking healthy, as I worry about that. And saw one of my sisters.
People who keep them safe.
Good to see her, because I haven't been hearing from her. And the disappointing thing on seeing a picture of that sister is that's one of the sisters that I do tend to keep more in touch with, because she's one of the few sisters I have that is on Snapchat, and I do regularly good with keeping in touch with people on Snapchat. So, people are like, well, you should get on Facebook. No, you should get on Snapchat.
The beginning of the school year can be especially worrisome as drivers aren't yet used to kids on the street.
But who's the worst thing to give your which is worse, the worst thing the worst evil to give your private data stuff to Mark Zuckerberg or the Chinese government. Oddly enough, I feel more comfortable letting my shit go to the Chinese government.
Did your house get damaged in the storm? Well, Chad Benson.
6:49. I got here at a good time. That's kind of exciting. Gosh, I really want to finish up with everything I was talking about, but also want to get inside, eat some pizza, and get ready for work. And I think that's a little more important right now. Anyway, the thing I definitely want to do say is that when I got home, Priscilla was in my bed. She was fully clothed. That's kind of disappointing, but it was nice for her to be in my bed and not on my couch, in her mess on my couch. Now she did. She brought her tablet with its frame, which was taking up so much space on the bed that there wasn't room for me to go to sleep. And I was like, hey, you need to move that. I really wish she wouldn't bring that to my bed ever. Like, I get that she kind of uses that as a portable TV to watch TV. It's like, I don't know, to me, the only screen that is acceptable to bring into bed with you is your smartphone. If you need a bigger screen than that, you need to get the hell out of bed. That's how I'm feeling. Now, granted, a lot of times I've set up TVs that can, screens that can be seen from the bed, but at this point, like, I've pretty much turned my apartment into a no TV zone. If you want to be watching TV shows, you need to get your own place and go do that there. That's kind of where I'm at on it. And my place used to be all about coming and watching TV, but I felt like she was taking advantage of that and always watching stuff that I don't wish to ever have on my TVs, because when I come home, I don't want to see that. And those are my TVs. Play whatever you want on your TVs in your home. Don't be playing that stuff in my TVs on my home. And, oh God, that's so authoritarian. I'm the king of my castle. Go be the queen of your castle. We won't have this problem. So yeah, she was most definitely not DTF, and she was fully clothed. But she did move the tablet, and it did definitely feel nice to just get in there and curl up with her. And granted, I ultimately had to take my stress relief and into my own hands, so I could get myself to sleep. But and she literally kept resetting her alarm until the very last second to go into her work office. Which, yeah, that's the work from home people that do that just. I feel like you should get ready for work. There should be a period of getting ready for work, so when you go into work, you're not just barely out of bed. But apparently that's not her. She sleeps in her clothes so that she can immediately go to work and not have to get dressed for work. Yeah, I'm not cool with that at all. Anyway, but I mean, that's her life. She can choose to live it however she wants once she's not doing it in my home. But all in all, an improvement. Anyway, I wanted to talk more about Amazon last night, but yeah, it's like 6:52 right now, so I need to get in and get ready for work. And thanks for watching, and hopefully more videos tomorrow.